joined by band member from Kiss, Gene Simmons. You guys are going to play pregame in the first intermission?
Boys.
Well, yeah, if we're allowed to play and blow up stuff and not wear goalie masks, sure.
I want to see you on the bench standing beside Daryl Sutter as the Demon.
I want to see you in a red dress when nobody's looking.
Well, okay, we can do that too.
So, Gene,
now come on, you got to have a sense of humor. Three guys standing together, you got to be able to throw the jokes around.
so we've noticed the last little while you and the band's involvement with indoor football, and now you're showing
Arena League.
Arena League.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Well, here's
Outdoor
the
NHL games. Is this now a newfound love for sports, or did you have this growing up?
No, we're all part of America. We all love, American sports. I still don't get soccer, with all due respect. I don't get guys when the shorts are riding up your back butt. I just don't get it.
They're called thongs.
Excuse me?
Thongs. They're called thongs.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that term. I'm not one of those things I think about with guys. But in the nicest way, the great thing about the NHL, it really starts at the top. The commissioner, Gary Bettman, and I have been talking for over a year now about various things. And, in fact, he and I are going to sit down and talk about another big thing that's going to spread the brand, NHL, further. So the idea of KISS and the NHL at Dodger Stadium is really 1 and 1 equals 3. The idea that two different ideas come together and give the fans a kind of experience that they wouldn't normally get. You always have to have added on bonus. And the idea that it makes sense or doesn't make sense doesn't matter. Fans are coming. They come in all sizes, all shapes. Some know all the specific data, and some are just sort of passive fans, and they have a right to stand in their seats and pump a fist in the air and have a great time. So my involvement in LA Kiss, our football team, is I am one of the owners. There are only 4 of us, and take a hands-on interest in it. LAKissfootball.com. You guys know how to use your fingers. Put it on the computer, LAKissfootball.com. And there's no football team in Los Angeles, and that's the biggest crime of all, and now there is. We debut April. We'll be seen on ESPN, and there's a reality show following our guys that's going to be on AMC. So the idea is always to take whatever it is you've got, and instead of just preach to people who already believe, spread the message, get new fans. So the idea of the NHL and KISS at Dodger Stadium on Saturday is going to bring in, guess what?
So it sounds like you have a pretty good relationship with Gary Bettman. Is he the type of guy that could easily be in the front row at one of your concerts? Because I'm having a tough time visualizing that.
Anybody can. You obviously haven't been to any of the shows, and I mean that in the very nicest way. If you go to any of the KISS concerts, for one thing, you can't sit down, because if you are, all you'll be doing is seeing the butts of somebody standing on their seats in front of you. So everybody stands on their seats because we take no prisoners when we play. When we do play at Dodger Stadium on Saturday, the 25th of January, we're going to shake the heavens. That's what we do. We blow stuff up and we play some songs. And the idea is always take no prisoners. And that's one thing we have in common, with the A-level athletes that are on ice risking life, limb, and sometimes jaw lines when they go at each other. And you got to have a take no prisoners attitude when you get up there. That's what makes champions. And thank you so much for your good wishes. We have just been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I appreciate the good wishes.
40 years of KISS.
Congratulations.
And boy, do I look good. You guys should see me.
I'm in the Greek Hall of Fame.
We dressed up as KISS. We dressed up as KISS last year at Halloween, and it was 45 minutes putting that stuff on my face.
2 hours for me. But
yeah. When did this hit? Is this from day one, or whose idea was it? And is it a pain in the ass or what for you?
No, it really is a privilege and an honor. It's sort of like war paint.
Yeah.
For us. 40 years ago, we decided to put together the band we never saw on stage. I got sick and tired of guys getting up there with acoustic guitars, cross-legged on the floor on their Persian carpets, lighting incense and charging you, $100 a ticket.
Yeah.
And I was always disappointed when I saw bands live. Very few times they delivered. Hendrix, yes. The Who, spectacle, great. Lots of other bands just sort of, here's my next song. And the idea behind KISS was to give bombast, to give added plus. So there were no rules. We continue to ignore everybody, all the pundits. I bury critics in my backyard, and I have a very large backyard. It's called California.
But, what was weird is I got in the elevator dressed as you, and they said, it's Gene Simmons. It really, and then I stuck my tongue out, and they said, it really is Gene Simmons here. How weird is that?
That's impossible. See, usually
No, it isn't.
tongue out, but usually the floor is dirty, and so you can't really do that.
Gene Simmons is with us on Hockey Central, presented by Lexus on the Park. It's Darren Millard, Nick Kiprios, and Doug McLean. How long are you going to get to play pregame, and you get the whole intermission?
We're going to play a few songs before, and then in the middle during intermission. So we'll be playing scattered here and there. I don't know the specifics yet. We're going over Friday night to do a sound check and make sure it all sounds good, and that the pyro is in a safe place, because unlike other bands, when we set up stuff, it's more like war games. You got to make sure the pyro is safe. And we've warned low-flying aircraft to stay away from Dodger Stadium. You don't want to be over there.
Gene, have you played Dodger Stadium before?
Yeah, we have. We did the first 3D tour ever. I believe it was 2000 or 1999. We played Dodger Stadium, and when you bought your tickets, and it was, was it a zoo? You got your tickets and you got your 3D glasses, and when the lights went down, and, we had the huge screens in back of us, and I spit fire, it looked like it came right into your face.
Gene, we always talk teamwork here in hockey, and you're saying 40 years. How many changes, and how have you been able to keep this together, this group?
Well, look, like any sports team, rock bands should emulate the ideal and the idea, which is that if you don't carry the weight, and if you don't play team, or if you're high or drunk on ice, your butt should be off. You don't deserve to be there. And that goes for any team. If you're a commando team, if you're a sports team, especially on ice, if you're passing the puck on to somebody, you want to know that your team members got your back, and you can go all the way, because that's the only way you win is team. Unfortunately for rock bands, it's rife with dysfunctional characters who believe they're entitled to be losers. So the best thing to do is to follow the sports mantra, which is kick their sorry butts to the ass, to the asphalt is what I meant to say, and get somebody who's proud to stand up there and wear the uniform and play team.
Are you the coach or the general manager of KISS?
Yeah,
CEO.
you could say that. What's that?
CEO.
CEO XYZ PTA. At the end of the day, it's got to be team. You watch me, I watch you, and that's how we win.
Hey, Gene, let me ask you, in hockey, we talk about how the game's evolved, and now we've got, it used to be wood sticks, now we're composite sticks, the skates are lighter. Can you talk about how rock and roll has evolved? I've talked to a few people from your era, and it was hard work back then. And it's almost as if technology has changed that, and bands today have maybe gotten a little lazier. Is that fair to say?
I think that's true. No, I think that's true. As technology makes life easier. Look, it was much harder for everybody back then. When we started 40 years ago, there was no internet, MTV, cell phones. We didn't even have 24-track recording equipment. In those days, you got into a station wagon, and you drove. You drove from city to city, and you did 200 cities a year. And you take your case to the people. You prove it on stage. And nowadays, it's fine. I have no complaints. Nowadays, you've got American Idol, The Voice, and so on. And a lot of artists are being launched that never learned how to play an instrument. They can just sing, or they look good on camera. And then, as you can tell, there are one or two artists, Kelly Clarkson, one or two others that survive, and tens of thousands of others go back to living in their mother's basement.
So I saw you made a big donation to the hospital in Saskatchewan. Obviously, you're married to a Canadian lady.
Shannon Tweed.
Well, not technically married.
Oh, not married?
No, we are.
They got married.
After
really?
30 years of being 30 years of being happily unmarried, we got happily married.
You didn't watch Family Jewels?
I think I missed that episode.
Family Jewels lasted 167 episodes. I Love Lucy lasted 145.
You kicked Lucy's ass.
It's about statistics. I may have done other things, but that's another story.
Like, I'm a family jewel guy versus the Kardashians, I'll tell you. Like, I can't handle that one. But anyway, I love the family jewels. What about the son? What's he up to these days? I kind of I enjoyed his entrepreneurial attitude in the show.
What's Nick up to?
Nick just turned 25 today. We're going to hold a big party for
Great.
him.
Congratulations.
He's a big raw food guy. He ignores the fact that in history, man invented fire a long time ago, and whatever he killed, he stuck in the fire and cooked it. He likes things that are sort of crawling on the plate, and he puts them right in his... It's disgusting. But we're going to have a big party tonight. He's going to eat sushi and smooshy and all kinds of other stuff.
I just sent out a tweet attached your name to it of some masks that a guy's painted up here, and you're going to get to sign and to donate to charity. But what's the weirdest thing that you've ever seen that's related to Kiss that somebody sent you or that you've seen on the internet or
Well,
whatever?
the weirdest thing I've ever seen live is when we played a 3-night stand at the Forum, which is now reopened in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And we're in the middle of one of the and we're rocking out hard. And, you know, when we're doing the sing-along with the fans, the house lights go on. And right in the front, somebody holds up a leg that went from, like, the hip all the way to the bottom, you know, with a raw leg, in other words, no pants on, with socks and sneakers at the end. So clearly it was a prosthetic. But, you know, it takes you back for a second because it looks real. And I guess he wanted to sign it, so we stopped the concert. We signed the leg. I hope the gentleman was holding on to somebody because, well, he
was legless.
His leg to sign. So we did. And by the way, you can Google that. You can go on YouTube.
Are we
YouTube
we
it.
got it done?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. So we don't want to get you in trouble and with Shannon, but most interesting woman you dated.
Most interesting woman I dated.
It'd have to be 30 years plus ago.
You mean in the past?
Yeah, in the past.
Cher.
Cher.
And then it would have to be Diana Ross.
Wow. I don't think I even knew that.
You've got a good book, eh?
Yeah, that's amazing.
You're 12. You have to read things. It's history.
That's amazing because I ran into a guy that met Cher at the breakfast table. Anyway, we'll move on.
Hey,
All right, settle down.
Okay, it's 40 years of Kiss. What
Yeah.
What song do you still just get up for?
The first one. You know, the roar of the crowd, the smell of the grease paint, all that stuff. The first one. It's sort of when you get into the battle, when you first get on the ice, when you first, you know, see the enemy, when you first get up, that's when your adrenaline is like, something's going to die today, you know, that feeling.
And you still breathe the fire, eh?
Oh, yeah. Most of the time through my mouth.
Now, my buddy in grade 3, Jeff Gilbert, told me that the blood was real. Can you set the record straight?
Only when it's that time of the month, young man.
See,
You're not quick enough for him, Kiprios.
Kippy, you can't throw that out there and expect
Yeah,
just a
that's
generic
that was
response.
a dumb question.
Coming back. Okay, so we'll see you on Saturday night. Looking forward to it.
Thanks a million.
Hey, when you're in Toronto, come visit us.
We'd like that. All kidding aside, it's a privilege and an honor, and we intend to make sure everybody has a great time at the NHL games.
Looking forward to it,
Yeah,
and
thanks a lot.
congratulations on the Arena Football League franchise as well.
Thank you, sir.
Gene Simmons, Kiss.